That's something. Never heard it before. We gotta get all the doors closed off of that. Your special services will be there any minute. Never heard it before. How many times have you flashed anything that poor woman couple? So would you not worry about, long-term damage? No. Hey, Cam, have you ever flashed anything with me? No. I'm playing with you, Cam. Have you ever flashed anything with me? Somebody brain out, man. All right, we got 2 dead animals and a deputy medical examiner needs new memory. Make it a happy memory.
No, I had to get a whooping. He never tell me I couldn't do. But I've done everything he told me to do.
I guess that's where I failed. Because I got whipping quite a bit sometimes. Mainly mine was on washing dishes. I had all them dishes washed, all them people. And of course, detergents were not heard of then. We had to use that bar soap, all lye soap that Mama made.
Right.
And you have to blow your rings out to get the fire started, put some sticks on the fire, heat the water, and then go in and wash all them dishes, and they better be sparkling and clean. Else we got our backs ever more tore up. And poor Juliet and I used to have to wash more dishes. I've washed more dishes in my life than I think than anybody.
Okay.
By being so many people, so many sisters and brothers over me, and then sometimes we had farm hands that we fed,
Okay.
Tenants would come there to eat and all that stuff. We have all them dishes to wash. And it was really something. I remember Mama, we didn't get to, there was no theaters for us to go to, and no television,
Right.
There were radio finally. We got a radio or something. But we went to church and we watched people get happy. And Mama was the quiet type. She was happy, but she never did.
What was Mama's name?
Mama Julia.
Okay.
Julia was a quiet type. And she would never make any noise, in church. She would show that she was happy, in some kind of way. But some of the other women would jump and shout, woo, and all that stuff. And it was exciting to us, And we'd mark them. And we'd be in the kitchen before we washing dishes. And Juliet was marking a lady named Miss Abbott. And she'd get happy. Woo, woo, my God, my God, my God. And she's doing all that. And Mama come by the door. You go be saying, my God, in a few minutes, you better get them dishes done. One thing or another, we kept on, we talked, then we started talking about something that happened in school, maybe. The water done got cold, we got to go heat the water up again. It was just, it was really something. So finally, one day, Mama come in there, she went out and got her switches and cut them up and got it ready. And we still laughing and talking about what went on at the church and what went on where we were. She coming in with that switch. And usually when she whipped her, she'd say, you shouldn't have done so and so. You gonna do it again? No, Mama. You gonna do it again? You didn't do so and so. But she knew what we knew what she was whipping us about. She wouldn't say a word. And she'd say, Mama, what about? What about, Mama? What about? I want to get us talking, get something, get a breath so you wouldn't have too much strength to continue beating me, But that one of the kids teased me about that a long time. What about, Mama? What about? What about, Mama? What about? And you never get none of them whippings, huh? Lucky girl. She was the first daughter of Julia's. And those big kids that were already there, Bud and Brother Porter and Sister Lizier and all of them, babied her a lot because she was a pretty baby and had this so much hair and all this stuff, and they just babied her pretty much, I think. It's been maybe reason she got away from not having all them women, but by the time I came along, all those up over me and under me, we was always hitting one another and doing something, and we was always in a fight, so we got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of jobs did you have, Ora?
What did I do?
She taught school.
What age?
I'm 6 on up.
Those age children she meant. You meant not what age you were, don't you?
Well,
What age children?
What age were the children?
Oh yeah.
6 on up.
So you taught 6th grade to the 12th grade. Was it a one-room schoolhouse, a two-room schoolhouse?
2 rooms.
Now, how long did you teach school?
All my life, I got married.
So how many years did you teach? 15, 20?
Like 20 years.
At that time, when you were married, you weren't allowed to teach.
Oh,
No, you couldn't teach anything. When you get married, that's it. You go home and take care of your husband. Now, you ain't got time to be bothered with insurance. I can remember that.
okay.
So I guess that's why she said until she got married. But I don't know if it took that long. I don't think she taught that long. It seemed like that long to her. But she couldn't marry and teach.
Right.
All work. Well, teach, I know. One job they couldn't have. Is that right, O?
So do you have an idea about how long you was a teacher?
No, but several years. Maybe 8 or 10 years.
That seemed more like
Okay.
it.
What year did you get married?
19? I don't know what did I do. I don't know. I forgot.
It must have been, let me see now. I remember the wedding, and she wouldn't let Juliet or I go to the wedding because she said we'd be crying after. I'm my older, I don't want to leave and all that. She wouldn't let us go to the wedding. We were about 8 or 10, I assume, 7, 8 or something like that. And she wouldn't allow us to go to the wedding. So,
That's when you married Smith?
that's the only person she ever been married to.
Right.
Willie, when Ora married Willie Smith, that's when that happened.
Okay.
And they stayed together until death. His death,
Right.
Willie's death. She had one child too. That child was the same age, would have been the same age as Rebecca and Edna Wayne. My mother, Julia, and Edna Wayne's mother, Edna Wayne's mother's Rita and Ora were all pregnant at the same time. And I think Rita lost her child too because it was a boy.
Okay.
And Ora's lost her child. She sent Brother Willie to get the midwife to take care of her. And I think he went over and forgot about her. He had a piano playing up the road somewhere. He was playing, and of course when the baby came, the cord was wrapped around her neck, and she had so much hair, although she was smothered to death.
What kind of hair?
Just hair from her head?
Just hair from her head.
She was very hairy. So I was told. And she lost her. Her name was Bernice. Bernice Smith. Well, I remember so well when Rebecca was born, I had to leave home. I was home when Frank was born. It was, and I walked in on him, and that said that I teased Frank that they had curtains down. We wasn't able to have doors and stuff like we have here, but they had a divider, curtains hanging up. And when the midwife was there, they had hot water going. You could see steam everywhere. I'm over here in the bed, and they had the curtain across here. And when the baby came, I heard him hollering. I got down, crawled under that curtain and looked. So they saw me, and that's they got me out of there. So I didn't get to stay there, but Rebecca's coming. Her homecoming, I had to go away. And Ora had just lost her baby.
Okay.
And I went there to stay all night. And I came back. Mama wanted to know how it was over because she knew what had happened to her. So why aren't you all in there, excuse me, watching your TV? Go ahead now. Go in the other room. I'll tell you this in the program. Go ahead.
It's interesting.
So I told Frank, I teased him, I said, I peeked under the curtain and I saw you when you came out and they spanked you. Then I jumped up on the other side of the curtain and said, that's it, wear him out. We ain't have no business up there, no how. You don't be telling that to Frank. I thought of that this morning, but I said, no, I did not tell you why he's around, he might hit me again. So, I was expecting Rebecca to be up and around or something. You got a little boy, or sister or brother coming, a little sister. When I walked in the house was built with a hall in between the rooms. You had an open hall. Come in the hall, you go over in that side, or you come in this side. I'll keep on through to the back, another bedrooms over there. And we had a great big box sitting in the hall, about like from there to here. And it was fall of the year. Rebecca was born November 1st. It was getting cold. It was time to get into the quilts and things. So Lion was in the hall, over in this quilt, in this quilt box we called it, with his heels up in the air, keeping. And I teased, I picked up on him and get him, you know. So I said, where's the baby? And he said, she's in there. She was in the room. Well, they always had the room so dark when the babies come. They wouldn't have no lights. They claimed that was hard on their eyes. They kept them in the dark. So Mama come in there and said, where's the baby, Mama? Where? You won't see the new baby here. Come there and look, and I was just so disappointed. I was like, oh my God, I think she'd be up playing the piano, doing something like me, you know, playing around. So, and she was a little red something, and it was white sandy hair. She was a blonde, you know, and blue eyes. I said, oh my God, I don't know about this one. Well, I thought,
Now, which baby was that?
that was Rebecca,
Rebecca.
the baby girl. Then, after Rebecca was born, Emma asked Mama, could she have Frank? She said, Mama, you got a baby now. Emma must have been about 8 or 9, I guess. You know, and Frank, she said, you got a baby now, give me this one. She said, okay, you can have it. So she kept, you know, she kept going around, went along. And when Frank didn't want to be bothered with her, he'd bite her, get away from her, you know. It's terrible. That Frank has been something. And he was such a big baby that he had rings around his arms, you know, rings of fat. And one fellow came in and went, oh, Miss Julia, Aunt Julia, who cut this baby? He had them rounds of fat there, you know, felt that somebody done fed him, so he had so many fat. But that, he's always been a big boy. We call him Big Man.
Okay.
From then, so that's what's happening. Now, you think of something that's one last thing? I'm sorry, I went off.
Well, that's okay, but just talk, you know, we don't mind you talking.
Okay. Ora, you remember what year you married Brother Willie?
I can find all that out.
Can you? Okay.
What kinds of things did you and Willie do together? I know you went to church together. Which church did y'all go to?
St. John Baptist.
Okay. And what kind of work did Willie do? What was his occupation?
Farmer, wasn't he? Didn't you farm?
Did they have a barn behind their house too? A barn?
Yes. We sure did.
'Cause I remember playing in that barn.
And he had a log up there and different stuff. He was a farmer, and she took care of most of the business. I don't know exactly why, but she just kind of ran things. He was a quiet, kind of sit back type person. Let her run it.
And what business is that? The business of farming?
Farming. And when they got their crops underway, she would always hire someone to come and chop the cotton or whatever had to be done. And she was the one who seemed to handle it mostly.
Right.
And I remember the kids used to come and she'd tell us, now listen, you get out there and you chop that cotton and go ahead and don't be messing around with them. I'm paying these kids to do that. Don't be talking with them and you're not, you know, I'm trying to pay them. So I said, okay, you know. So we got teasing one day. No, not necessarily teasing, we were chopping. And this little girl named, I wish Frank was here, he could tell her name. I don't remember her name now, but she was chopping. And she said, Juliet, Juliet, I ain't gonna kill myself, is you? He kept that up for a long time. You know, I see she come on with this chop. I ain't gonna kill myself, is you? You know, we laughed about that for years to come, you know. Yeah, so we were trying to get her to come on and get through, you know. So, you remember some of them kids' names that you hired to do your work? You can't remember them now?
What kinds of things did you like to do as a young woman? While you was before you had to give up teaching.
You used to sing in the choir, didn't you? And what else did you do in church? You used to belong to some clubs or something? Tell us about that. Remember how you used to have club meeting at your house and how you fix all them things up for them? Them and Sissy and all of them? The lady named, what's Sissy's real name? Emma Barnes, the neighbors, and possibly members of the church. And some of the other ladies that was in this club. What are their names?
Slayer Bell or something.
Who?
Slayer Bell.
Sarah Bell?
Anybody else? Who else?
Oh, I can think right now.
Okay.
We sang song, back, train, and let me ride.
You sing what now?
Back, train, and let me ride.
That's why you sing it quite often, right?
Back, train, and let me ride, I got a brother, sister, and brother. I got people on the other side. Bang, bang, bang. Back,
Sing.
bang, bang.
Back, train, and let me ride. Back, train, back, train. Back, train, and let me ride. Get all that out of your mouth so you can sing it right. All wrong?
Okay. Let's sing it again.
Mother man, go ahead.
Mother went home on the morning train. The bang, 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 the bang, bang, bang.
Grandman, home on the morning
The
train.
bitty, bitty boo, bitty, bitty, bitty boo.
Mother man,
Home,
home,
Mother
mother, home.
I know my mother went home on the morning train. The bang, 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 the bang, 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 bang.
Midnight train might be too late.
Get in the gate, just get in the gate.
Midnight
Midnight
train.
train might be
Too
too
late.
Get
late.
in the gate, just get in the gate.
Midnight train.
I say that,
Midnight train.
I'm telling you that.
Midnight train might be too late.
Get in the gate, just get in the gate. Back, train, and let me ride, let me ride. Back, train, and let me ride, and let me ride. Back,
Train.
I'm asking you to
Back train.
I'm asking you to back, train, and let me ride. I got people on the other side,
I got people on the other side.
on the other side.
I got people. I got people. I got people on the other side.
Bitty, bitty, bye, bitty, 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 bye. Back, train, and let me ride.
Back
Train,
train.
and let me ride. Bitty, bitty, bye, bitty, bye, bitty,
I
bye.
got people on the other side, yes, Lord. Back train, and let me ride.
Let me ride, bitty, 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 bye.
All
All
right.
right, that was beautiful.
What's some of the other songs you used to sing? Just sing one.
Some glad morning, when this life is over, I'm gonna fly away,
Fly away.
I'm gonna fly away to my home,
where
joy shall never end. I'm Brother Graham shot that big killed the hen.
He did.
Shot that big killed the hen.
What did he shoot the hen with?
Didn't shoot the hen. Shot at a pig, but he killed the hen.
Shot at the pig and killed
Kill the
him.
hen, huh? What did he shoot the pig with? Shotgun?
Or tell them what happened when somebody was killing something and you had to come help them. You got the best shot. Remember that time you was telling me about that? Somebody was doing some shooting and you come up and said, hand me the gun. Remember?
Yeah.
Who was that?
I don't know who that was now, but
What happened?
well, they were gonna shoot something.
Was it a cow or a pig or something they were killing? Wasn't it? When it was time to slaughter something?
Give me the gun.
And they shot at them and they missed them a time or two, right?
Shot at a pig and killed the hen.
Shot at the pig and killed the hen.
That's what I done.
You did that yourself. I thought you killed whatever they were shooting at.
I shot at a pig, killed the hen.
What kind of gun was it?
Shotgun.
Shotgun, huh?
Double barrel shotgun.
How old were you then?
I don't know about 15 years old, I guess.
15. Wow.
Where you get a shotgun at 15 years old?
I don't have one.
Papa and them had one. Papa and them had a lot of them, I suspect. But I don't know about you getting hold of them. Did they allow that?
The other year didn't, I got that.
You did it, huh?
So you didn't do nothing wrong when you did all that.
I done that.
Yeah, okay. Now, what did Brother Willie say about the way you drive?
That's what he said.
He said something about you killing birds? How did he say that? Remember you had that big Cadillac and you going through all them country roads around there, going around them curves and whatnot, and he said, "Oh, we drive so fast," she just what? I forgot. "Oh, we're so drive so fast she
Kill birds.
kill birds." Something like that, something. Yeah. You remember that, huh?
Very much so.
What else did Brother Willie talk about too much sometime? That down there. When you wanted to go spend the night with somebody and you didn't really want to go, what did you tell them? Willie won't let you? Even if you wanted to go, and when you really wanted to go, what happened?
Sometimes it wouldn't let me. Train strong. Back, train, and let me ride. Bitty bye, bitty bye. Back, train, and let me ride. Bitty bye. Back, train, back, train, and let me back. Train, let me ride. Bitty bye. Go home, and train. Dang. Wanna go home on the morning train. Ding. Wanna go home, I said I wanna go home on the morning train. Ring, ding.
That was great.
That's all right, I get some back. Go around and get a napkin for Aunt Ora.
I will.
Think of something else to say.
Honora, what happened, this is Spring talking, what happened when I came up to visit you and you sent me over on Luzia's house? Do you remember that? With them chickens? With them baby chickens?
What happened?
And I saw the little baby chickens fluttering around and I grabbed one of them. Yeah, squeezing to death.
He was soft and she'd hold him and
Oh, okay, that's what you did? Oh, okay.
Her name is Spring, so I sent her down there this summer to stay with Ora, and she went from there to Sister Lizier's. And May or sometime, he and started hatching chickens. And she begged Sister to give her one. Sister, can I have this? No, give me them, can I have him? She just squeezed him, just Ora said, let her have him, let her have him. She's gonna kill him, let her have it. And then when I heard from Sister, she said, this child of yours is a spring and a well and a pump too. Come get her. I never heard that expression before. This child of yours is a spring and a well and a pump too. I said, oh Lord. Oh boy, you remember that old?
Let her swallow whatever she's chewing.
Yeah. Come on, swallow whatever you got in your mouth. What you got in your mouth? Use this paper, didn't I give it to you, but you was slobbing the can. Now you can talk all of it. Well, you do that in the back. Back, train, let me ride. Bitty-bitty-bap, bitty-bitty-bitty-bap. Train, let me ride. Bitty-bitty-bap, bitty-bitty-bitty-bap. Back, train, the back, train. I'm at the back, train, and let me ride.
What's some of the other songs you sing?
Morning train. Going home on the morning train. Going home, I'm dead, I'm going home. I'm going home on the morning train. Ding, 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 bang, 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 bang.
Definitely got all the instruments.
Sure do.
All of them.
I tell you.
And like the arguments of it. Oh, please, please, oh, please.
Come on up here.
Yeah, come on up.
Get over there and check about that.
But you remember when Willa and you had a fight? You had an argument? And you got a little vulgar and was cussing him out, and he would be pleading for mercy. Remember? You said, Ora, please, please, Ora, just be quiet. Ora, please, please, Ora, please, Ora. And you'd be giving him tongue lashing. That would hurt me. Yeah. But he would just cry and plead for mercy. And the high-pitched, real voice he had. As long as you talked, he was pleading. Just, oh, please, 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 Ora, please. You remember them times?
Then what would he say when you tell him to do something?
Do what you want.
Tomorrow. I ain't gonna do it, 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 I told you I ain't gonna do it, I ain't gonna do it, I ain't gonna do it. Remember? He get on that, ain't gonna do it, and he meant it too.
Now, who's he?
That's
That was
Uncle
Uncle
Willie,
Willie.
her husband,
Okay, right.
Willie Smith, her husband. Willie B. Smith. What did that B stand for? Bernard or something? Maybe you just had the B because you B. You're Ora B. What's your B for? Bell. Your bell's ringing. Okay.
Or Bill.
I remember once when Mr. Dobbs was down in Tennessee to visit her, and he never did get over a little argument they had. Something that he wanted to do. And Ora said, no, Willie, I told you no now. No. And Willie said something else. He said, Mr. Dobbs said, Miss Smith, he said something else. I don't care. I done said all there is to be said. That just really got to him. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever it is, I done said all there is to be said. But she was emphatic about a lot of things. Oh, Brother Willie.
So who's the boss? Who's the boss with Ora?
Me.
Yes.
One of the funniest times I remember on Ora is when you took a bath, and Gregory and I were down there to spend the summer. And remember, you tried to sneak out of the bathroom into your bedroom, and you were naked. You forgot your clothes. You remember that? I know you probably don't remember that. I still laugh about that one. Talking about a bowl of jelly right across the floor. And you had to stop to open your door. And Barry and I both said, whoa. Because when you stopped, it didn't stop.
So did she fall down?
No, she didn't survive. She just stopped, and the bustle kept on moving back and forth.
Now,
And
give your first name, last name, Greg's first name, last name.
okay, my first name is Donnell Milam, and then Gregory was Gregory Nicholson. I'm Judith's son. We used to go down and spend the summers at Honora's when we were teenagers,
Right.
preteens in the early teenage years. So we had a lot of experience with Uncle Porter and with Honora and Uncle Willie. Uncle Willie loved his lawnmowers. He'd buy a new riding lawnmower every year and ride it till it broke, and then once it broke, he didn't get it repaired in them days. He just gave him a new lawnmower. So you had about 5, maybe 6 lawnmowers sitting in the shed. And he just ride the lawnmower. And he'd come home from the cotton gin, I think that's where we were a security guard. And he'd go on this lawnmower and cut the grass. And once you get through, he'd go lay down. One of the things I remember most about him was Uncle Willie liked to sleep naked.
Okay.
Because there was no air conditioning in the middle of the day. He'd get in his bed and lay down completely naked and sleep naked. And Greg and I used to always joke, we'd sneak and take a peek at him, laying there in bed, naked. And one of the things we wanted to do, because we were scared to death to do it, we wanted to get a water gun and put some ice cold water in it and squirt him. About the time he would have to stay with the sergeant at full attention.
Right.
Squirt it with some water. The other thing I remember Uncle Porter was, or Uncle Willie was, that he liked his beer in the later years when we were there. He'd get him some beer, and he'd drink his beer, and it's too lazy to get up, so you just take him and throw him over to the side of the bed.
Okay.
And I can remember later on that the floor in there rotted out, and the last time I saw the bed, it was sitting at an angle like this. There were so many beer cans underneath it that the bed was being raised up, the beer can. As the water would flow down this way, the beer would flow this way, it rotted the floor out, and that went down into the ground. And this side was up like that. So it's being held up by beer cans on one side and down through the rotten floor on the other side.
Okay.
In his bedroom, in the back room there. Yeah. And I guess one of the things I remember probably most about Uncle Porter was Gregory and I were out in the barn, and
Uncle Porter, Uncle Willie.
Uncle Porter in this case.
Okay.
We were out in the barn and trying to pet a mule.
Okay.
It had 3 stalls across there. The mule was in the middle stall. And I would come from St. Louis, or from Memphis rather, and I always had Bermuda shorts and a tank top and sandals. Greg come from St. Louis with a white t-shirt, jeans, heavy jeans, nylon socks, and big old brogues. Well, big old brogues and them hot jeans were not to wear out there in Tennessee.
Okay.
So Greg was always trying to get me to change clothes with him. And thank God that day we did change clothes. I was wearing his jeans, and we were out in the barn. And we were trying to pet the mule, and we went to the very back of the barn trying to pet him. And Greg said, let me get him and pet him. He did. And next thing I know, Greg jumped up and was screaming. And I'm wondering, what the hell's wrong with him? He went out of the stall, which is about like running from here to this wall, and he took off to the house. And I'm like, what happened? I went to look, and I kept him pet the mule, and I'm looking, I said, I don't see nothing in the stall. And then I looked down, in between the boards was a wasp nest about that big. Gregory got hit by about 40 wasps on his legs because he's wearing my shorts and no socks and sandals. And he jumped up, like I said, and screamed and ran out of there. And I just walked over and saw this and then walked back. Gregory had run from the barn all the way to the house. And his comment was, They got me, they got me, they got me. And Uncle Porter come out, what the hell, boy, what got you? What got you? They got me, Uncle Porter, they got me, they got me, they got me. And he said, what? What? They got me. And he showed him his ankle. Oh, boy, that ain't shit. And he spit his head, he had tobacco. He showed him the back. No, tobacco. He spit his head, oh, boy, that ain't shit.
Slap some on his leg. Huh?
And Greg said, oh. I'm all the way out the point. I came and said, oh, that feels so good. Oh, that feels so good. Oh. Greg's ankle was about that big around when he got through with it. So far up. And he said, boy, I told y'all to stay out of that damn barn, and snakes and wasps would get you out there. Because another time, on the other side of the barn, they had two big cribs. One, well, I know they kept day-old bread in big 55-gallon carbon drums. On the other side, she had a corn bin. It was all corn. And Greg and I would sneak out there and get bread and feed it to the cows, or or to the chickens and stuff like that, trying to get the animals to come up where we could play with.
Right.
And one time we went to this corn crib, and I opened it up, and just as I pulled the door open, a snake lunged at me, right from my face. So we talked about that to Uncle Porter, and he said, well, boy, you know how lucky you are. The last time I saw a snake in there, that snake jumped out and caught him and hit him right here.
Yeah.
And he caught him and grabbed his eyelid, and the man yanked the snake off and split his eyelid. And that poison came out, and the eye was swollen out of his head. And I said, Porter, you know you're lying. No, boy, that really happened. You go see Mr. So-and-so. And we never did find the man, but he was, a couple of other friends told us that the guy. It's snake had caught him just on top of the eyelid and split it. And it was still open where it looked out his eye like a snake. He looked like threw a fork right through his eyelid. So those are some of the stories I remember from down there. They were funny.
So what kinds of other things do you remember about Ora?
Well, I remember when Ora would like Willa say, drive real fast. And Ora taught me how to drive. That's what I can't drive with them now. I drive folks in most places scared of me, but on Ora, I didn't know anything about driving at all because I never wanted to drive. But I remember one of the times when she teaching me how to drive, she told me to bag up. And I was looking through the rear view mirror, not knowing them to turn my head and look back. And I'm bagging up, and she says, damn it, boy, what the hell are you doing? I said, I'm bagging up like you told me. She said, you don't bag up, you look back before you bag up. That's why I'm looking through the mirror. When you look through the mirror, you just turn around and look where you're going, boy. Just like you're walking forward, you look where you're going.
Okay.
You gotta see. So,
What kind of car was that?
I don't even remember now. But Uncle Willa's cars were always Ford, mostly Ford trucks. He wouldn't buy nothing else. And that was directly against the Williamson family. The other, well, I won't say the Williamsons. Those guys are married to the Williamsons. Right. Frank and Lonnie, Henry, all were Chrysler products.
Right.
And there was one of the great debates between Uncle Willie and them. Everybody come down, why you got one of them old nasty Fords? Fixed or repaired dead or found on the road dead. But Uncle Willie swore by Fords. He never had any problem with us.
Okay.
And that was his car. Everybody else wanted the engineering car.
How old were you when Ora was teaching you how to drive?
I was about 18, almost 17, 18.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to learn.
Ora, what kind of driver was he? Was he? You mean you taught him well, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got my driver's license in Jackson, Tennessee.
Right. Your first driver like you got in that?
Yeah, let's see. We practiced driving down the country roads, I guess about 6 hours. And maybe, well, not that long, I don't think. That's all the driving lessons I had, about 4, 5, 6 hours. And then went in and passed the test.
That's what's wrong, huh?
Yeah. I wondered, well,
That's what's wrong. I read
I
your
ain't
lips.
no accident like somebody else I know. But
you got one. You done had enough accidents now.
What kind of car did you have, Ora? Only kind of car you had was a Ford, huh?
Sure, man.
And a Chevrolet.
Sure.
What year?
What about that Cadillac you bought one time? You remember you had a Cadillac? Last one I think you had was a Cadillac, I'm not sure. It was.
Now, what year did she come to St. Louis?
What year was Henry passed? 80, 78 or 79, something like that. She's been here ever since then. About 79.
The other thing you must remember, and it's always her nickname Dwayne gave her. And that was, her nickname was Goodwill Lady. And it was well deserved because Nora had sharecroppers on her farm
Okay.
and other people who poured throughout the community. And she would go to church conventions all around the country. Anybody have a church convention, she would go to it. In LA, Chicago,
Okay.
and that type of thing. But when she go to those towns, she would check out the Salvation Army and the Goodwill and buy clothes. And she'd bring all these clothes back to Tennessee and give them out to people down there. So everybody knew that she was the Goodwill lady. She wasn't willing to be a giver of clothes and necessities to people. And I remember that about folks.
Also, everybody in the neighborhood, regardless what kind of problems they had, if our lady was at night, they could call on her. And she's the only woman I know who would get up and go to their rescue. But with the advice of, or which one of the relatives was it that told you to, when you left, to go somewhere, put your gun on your side in the car? Remember that? Earl Williamson, or some of Papa Dennis's relatives told you to always wear, but you always kept that gun in your car. When you went to see about somebody's child that got a high fever and they're going into seizures or whatever's going on over yonder at this person's house, you always went, regardless what time of night it was, and to see about them. And she was never afraid to drive or get around.
What kind of gun was it? Just like a pistol?
22.
22 pistol?
Yeah. Honora had 2 guns that she carried when she came here. She carried one in the car, she carried one in the purse, all the time. And I think one of the funniest things I remember that Spring had a girlfriend from Kansas City whose mother lived here. And this one was a manic depressive. And she called over here one time, but I don't answer the phone. And the lady says, "Do you know I'll kill you? And they can't do nothing about it? I'm gonna come over there and kill you." And Nora said, just as calm as it could be, she says, "Peter,"
Go in the other room or somewhere and play.
Nora said, "Well, come on over." She said, "I'll kill you, and they won't do nothing about it either." They said, "What do you mean?" She says, "You crazy. You just told me you're crazy, and they know you're crazy. So if you come over here trying to kill me and I kill you, they ain't gonna do nothing about it. Because I said, this crazy folks trying to kill me, so I just saved myself, self-defense. Killed you." And right then, the lady was going through an episode, and when Ora said that, she says, "You would really ever kill you?" She said, "Damn right, I'd kill you. You going about killing me? I'll kill you first." And right then, the lady came back to herself and says, "I don't think I'm coming over here because you're crazy. You're crazy than I am."
You remember that, Ora? What did she tell you? She just told you was crazier than she was, huh? Okay.
I think the lady stopped in those episodes like that.
Yeah.
After that.
Slowed them down anyway, I'm sure.
Ora,
Oh,
if you could do anything again that you always wanted to do or that you like doing, what would that be? If you could relive any part of your life, which part would you relive? Well, I know you like singing that song, but would you relive some of the things that you and Willie did together?
My friend in my ride.
Okay. What was your favorite thing about Willie? What you like most about Willie?
Okay. Got them all over.
You did, huh? Head to toe? Good for you.
Better for him.
Better for him? How much better? A whole lot better? Didn't he please you? Well, that's good. How did he please you?
Bang, back, train in my ride.
Back train, let me ride. I hear that.
You know, we thought one time you were gonna get married to another man named Williamson. What happened you didn't marry him? That was his last name also. What'd you tell him why you wouldn't marry?
I didn't want to stay with you. I wanted to change my name.
Yes, that made sense, didn't it? Ora Williamson married to
Ora Williamson Williamson.
Ora Williamson Williamson. Yes, you didn't want to be bothered with that.
You don't want to call you W?
What is another reason you didn't marry him? You told me. I think you said all of those fellas' wives had to work, didn't they? Work in the field or something else? And you weren't gonna do that? Is that it?
Now, where were you when you met this man?
Jackson Tennessee Street.
Okay. Ora, why don't you swallow? Get some of that juice out of your mouth.
Now is it all out? No.
All out now.
Good.
So how long did you know this man?
I don't know.
Pardon me?
I don't know how many years I knew him.
But you was ready to get married for a while, huh?
I know, don't you remember when you used to take us to the church on Sunday? You used to spit in.
She ain't gonna spit in there. She swallowed what she got in there.
What was the name of the churches you used to take us to go to?
St. John.
No.
What, another one?
No. The one you living near there.
Johnson Creek, St.
No.
John, and
Mount Olive, was it?
Saragata? Yeah. So we used to church hop on Sundays sometimes.
There's a lady here in town by the name of Carolyn Seward, who is a big political leader here in St. Louis. And she's from Jackson. And she's from Jackson, Tennessee. And she remembers one of the strongest motivations that she had to go to church was to see what hat on Ora was going to wear. And because she grew up in Jackson, and she said she don't ever remember her wearing the same hat twice as a little girl. And she used to love to go to church, and she could see what Miss Ora was going to have on. You remember wearing all them hats to church, Aunt Ora?
How many hats did you have on Ora?
I don't know a whole lot of
50?
maybe so. More or less.
Do you remember going to buy the church a steeple? Mount Olive Church? You promised them you'd buy them a steeple for the church? Do you remember why you were going to buy the steeple? I think you told me you were going to buy the steeple because the church should be pointing to heaven, reaching out to heaven. And the steeple was an example of them reaching heaven.
I remember her having a lot of hats. Every one she bought, she changed it. maybe it wasn't as many as it seemed. She always changed them some kind of way. She would always fix them up. She'd be up sometime when I would be visiting her at night. She'd be up late at night in that mirror, fixing that, putting the bow here, and I ain't that bow there before she put it somewhere else. Now, maybe that's one of the reasons they thought she had so many. But she would just make them hats over. And always dressed late at night, check herself out to see what she had on, make sure everything was all right. She'd go to bed, oversleep, and too late to go where she'd go on the next morning. By the time she got up, oh, you know what Brother Porter told on her? She was going to Jackson with Professor Gilmore, who came by, right by her house, going to town. And he was going to pick her up real early one morning. She'd been up that night, putting on whatever she hated to wear, and just been chatting and watching her over and getting herself together. And the next morning she was dressing. So Brother Porter said, when Gilmore blew, she grabbed the hat and stuck her head out the door and was naked. I'll be right out. Said she fell out the door with no clothes on. Which was naturally not true, but he used to tease about it. She would never be ready. Gilmore coming by there after. And she done took a bath and all. She was naked, put her hat on, and heard the horn. She, oh my God, she grabbed the hat to her, put her hat on her head and said, I'll be right out. And flew around, slipped and fell out the door with no clothes on. How about that, old? Remember that?
Oh, you've already flipped it over?
I've done it. Oh, boy. This was something else.
Well, sir.
You got the bar door?
Yeah.
Okay. We love you.
We love you, Aunt Ora.
We love you.
I love you too.
I love you too.
You used to raise strawberries? Because Greg and I found the strawberry basket that he used to pick. And you had how many up in the top of the barn? You remember how many baskets were up there? I think we counted was 250 baskets. Put like 2 pints of strawberries in, maybe 3 pints of strawberries in. You used to tell us all the time that was your favorite food, strawberries. You know, out beyond the barn, you had a small field with a little minnow pond there. Remember, we used to go out there and just try to catch frogs, and tadpoles, and walk off in that field, and there was wild folks out there everywhere. Go out there. There was a small corral that you kept your cows in. You remember that? And, who was it that stayed down at the end of that corral? You remember? The road came down through there and went back to somebody's house. You remember who that was? I can't remember who it was now. It was Leslie, because it was. You know who it was? He used to stay.
Lawrence Bond, Robert Lawrence Bond, we told him. He lived down there. Come back. I don't know who else.
Same side of the road, but down just beyond her.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, she had her house, and then she had the fence, the barn area, and they had a long field. And then her road went back into the fields. And there was a house back in that distance area somewhere. I can't remember who it was. But we go over there and play with the kids all the time. And I remember one time, would you tell me about that man when we went to get some watermelon from him? He told us, don't eat the white part, Ryan. We just ate the red meat. Don't eat the white meat. You remember why we told us not to eat the white meat? We loved the watermelon so much we always threw to the green almost. But why would you tell us not to eat that watermelon that man gave us that time? Okay. Because his hands were so black, full of dirt, that the white part that was showed would have where he held it. It'd be just dingy and muddy. And he didn't want us to get none of that dirt off the ground, eating it too. Do you remember the name of the horses and mules you had on your place?
Don't remember the names of them, no? Right.
Quiet.
Did you ever ride him?
How did Uncle Willie feel about you wearing pants?
Wear no pants.
Why not?
Did you ever wear pants when he was alive?
Was he around when you wore pants, or was he gone?
But what did he say to you about him?
Said we are supposed to wear pants, women, the men.
How often did you wear pants?
We have a little horseback.
Okay. Now, what are some of the other names of your horses besides Clyde?
Can't remember the name.
You guys remember the other names?
Did you ever ride old Maggie?
Yeah.
Whose mule was Maggie?
Nigga was hard.
Maggie was a horse.
Okay, whose horse was Maggie's?
Okay.
Ah,
Why you can't keep that stuff out of your mouth? Let it all go. You want to spit in that cup? So you can understand you? Whose horse was that you riding?
Papa Dennis.
Papa Dennis. Okay. Did you ever ride any of the others?
No,
Old Pete and Nell and
Bruno Megan.
Maggie. Okay.
where'd you go when you rode Maggie?
Went to church, went to town. Went to church and town. Other places that I had to go.
Did you relate to them the story about how you all got burned out at the time? Some guy that worked for you guys burnt their barn down with all your horses in it?
What happened?
I'm not sure if I remember the whole story, but apparently they had somebody who was working on the farm with him and felt like Papa Dennis mistreated him, and really didn't. But he got mad and he set the barn on fire, burnt the barn down with all the thoroughbreds that they had on the place. And that was when Uncle Papa Dennis moved from St. John community over to where Les and them live now. But at the corner, you got Saragata community, yeah. I think that's wasn't that the reason I moved over there?
I don't know why. Because I was just about 4 or 5, but we moved there. I remember just a little bit of that. I remember hearing somebody talk about it. Because I know they went for some woman who had a child who was supposed to be able to see things. Some people believe in people telling you something, you know.
Seeing visions.
And you remember that, Frank? Dave?
No, I just remember somebody relating the story how this guy had burnt down the barn, and then after he had done it, you know, the fire department, they didn't have any fire departments out there then. So it just burned down, and after it was done, because Uncle Papa Dennis had so many children, the guy felt remorse and was apologizing about it. And said, you didn't really mistreat me that bad, I should have done that to you. But it was when they made the decision to split the family up and move out of St. John community over to property that, I guess it was property that Mama Snipes had gotten from her dad.
Where about in Saragata was that?
That was behind Saragata Church,
It was on the other
further
section.
back on the other side of it.
Okay. Was that
And-
past the cemetery?
Yes, oh yeah, and past the cemetery and going south, I guess you'd call it.
A
From the
mile, 2
cemetery.
miles?
At least 2 miles, yeah.
Okay.
And then we came from by the church on down to the hill there where Les and him lived. We had property all along there.
Okay. So how much property did you have? How many acres?
Now Frank may be able to tell you that, but I don't remember. Somebody, Dan or some of them said around 500 acres.
Okay.
Because Mama had a lot of property down in Gates, Tennessee, Ripley, wherever. He sold that and bought some of that, and some of his father left.
Do you know how much property your mama had?
Not sure.
Just guessing?
I don't really know how much he had. I don't really know how to say. But all of them had property. All of the Snipeses were given sizable amount of property. They inherited a sizable amount of property.
If I remember correctly, she got quite a bit of land. That was one of the incentives for him marrying her, was that she was getting so much land. Now, he had the grist mill and some businesses, but he didn't own all land too much. And she basically made him a major landowner on that. That was one of the reasons they married. Caroline told me that.
So according to your survey there, not necessarily survey, the thing you gave me, where they took the census report.
Right.
And Mama Julia was 25,
Right, 25 years old
When
in
Papa-
1910.
1910. But Mama always said Papa, or one of them told me that he was 27 years older than she.
Yeah, he was 48 years old.
Oh, okay. When he first married her. Yeah.
Well, right, at the time that the census records was taken, in 1910, she was 25, listed on the census record as his wife,
Mm-hmm.
and he was listed as head of the household, and he was 48 years old.
Mm.
And then her oldest child that she inherited was 18. That was
Yeah.
George.
I know.
George Sack.
Yes. She used to talk about them, but she talked about Porter more than the rest of them.
Okay.
She worried about him because he was so active and out and going. She was saying that she worried a lot because she thought about this as another woman's children, you know.
Right.
She used to tell me, she said, I didn't want to whip them, but I wanted them to be steered in the right direction. She said, Porter would go off and stay, and I could never go to sleep until she could hear that gate open, and he turned that mule loose he'd been riding, you know, during the night and come there. So he was one of the ones that was a little bit more problem to her than the others. Not necessarily that he was doing anything, but she just didn't know what he was doing, you know what I
Right.
mean? And she was concerned about him. Now, Sis Lily used to talk about her, and used to tell us about how pretty she was. But Sis always spoke about everybody pretty but her. She thought she was the ugliest thing in the world. So she said,
broke up from that.
Papa brought that woman there, come up there to visit them and show them around, you know, and they said, oh, and he'd run around behind the house peeping and said, oh, that woman is so pretty. Said she was slightly bow-legged and had large legs and little in the waist, and her hair hang down to her back, right down to her
That's
waist.
Sister Leela?
That's Sister Lisa said about my mother,
Oh, your
our
mother,
mother, about
okay.
Mother Julia.
Julia, okay.
Mhm. And she had one big braid come down in a black bow that hit her right here when she walked across it, and she said,
Right across the waist.
yeah, that below the waistline. She would be walking, and she said, I knew that Papa, my Papa ain't gonna marry her. That woman ain't gonna marry Papa. Pretty she is, that was she thought, you know. So, Miss Reverend Campbell, who was a minister and lived near us, but pastored a church down by Gates, Tennessee, knew my mother's, knew who Julia and Aunt Ora, who was her sister, and Uncle Winston, and Uncle Lawyer, and Uncle Elisha.
Now, who's Uncle Lawyer?
Uncle Lawyer was my mother's, with Julia's brothers. All those were Julia's brothers.
Lawyer?
Yes, but they called him Lawyer. Lawyer, Elijah, and Winston.
Okay, those are all your Julie's Snipes brothers.
Right.
Those are your uncles.
Hmm?
Those are all your uncles.
My uncles, because they were her brothers, yes. And Mama Julia, they used to work in the fields, work hard. She said they had to plow like men. That the men went to school. They let the women do the work.
The women?
The women had to do the
Had
work.
to do the plowing.
Yeah, all that stuff. And the men went to school. Now, Uncle Elisha was a school teacher. I don't know what Uncle Lawyer or Winston did, but they had pretty good education. Better than the women. The women had to do the work. And the men do the big jobs, they have to be able to do something for them when they, you know, well, apparently. So, Reverend Campbell told Papa especially what he had to do to be able to attract this woman. By all means, don't ever get out of line with her. Never. Don't ask no kind of bad questions. You know what I mean? So he claimed he followed through on it. It's the only way he got her.
He must have did something right.
Yeah. He said that he just she would not talk no kind of way toward him in that way. And the first night, it was his only honeymoon. First night, he was just shook up, because now he had all them other kids and had all this experience, you know what I mean?
Right.
And when his first night, she still called him Mr. Williamson. Mr. Williamson, I'm surprised at you. I didn't think you would ask me something like that on that first night. So Pop said, I said, well, if you can be that much of a lady, I assure you I can be that much of a gentleman.
Okay.
So that was the beginning of their
Relationship.
relationship. So they weren't married too long before Ora came along, the first one, Ora.
And then there were, what, 11 children?
Pictures of that?
Yeah, 10 survived,
Okay.
1 miscarriage.
Right.
Yeah. She must didn't keep too much after that, didn't have
Well,
That's life.
yeah, that's
That's
life.
what they were here for.
But she had 11 children
Mhm.
by Dennis. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, they married, they managed to stay together a very long time. Because if you consider being 25 years old, marrying a 48-year-old man,
Mhm.
and then having 11 more children at approximately 2 years apart,
Right.
he married a good woman.
I know that.
He married a good woman.
And she was fresh.
Right.
No.
She was really young
Right.
and, as you say, fresh.
No, fresh and beautiful.
Right.
I think we counted at one time just from the Bud through Frank, Rebecca, the 42 years of baby making that Papa Dennis had.
Right.
I don't know how much more, but actually having children was 42 years.
from beginning to end?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
that's what we counted one time.
42
Just from the
years.
birth dates.
From the beginning of the first child
Yeah.
until the
Birth
end.
of the second, the last one.
Okay. 42 years of having children. That is a long time. Well, consider this.
Every
Dennis lived long enough to raise all his children, put all his children out of his house, and then lived long enough to live with Lazare
Yeah.
for a long time until he died.
Right.
You know, because he lived in that back bedroom for years.
Yes.
You know, then he would come on that wooden porch and
And
sit
rocking-
there
rocking
and
chair,
rocking that
rocking-
chair,
Rock and whistle.
right, for a long, long time. And that's where, go ahead.
Didn't he live long enough to see all of his grandchildren except Frank's and Dan's?
Well, he had,
I saw some of mine.
Yeah.
No.
He saw me.
Yeah.
He died when I was about 2 or 3. So I'm saying, since Uncle Dan had kids
Later.
later, other than Frank's and Dan's.
Well, Frank's had children along with you. You may not have got to
Right.
see them.
He
all
see
right.
all of them. Okay, other than Uncle Frank's and Uncle Dan's, he saw all of your all's children.
because
That's
he had
what I'm
over
thinking.
100 grandchildren.
Yeah.
I mean, I ended up one time, and I'm gonna have to do that again, or look at his obituary to see what the totals they put in there.
Yeah, it was then. You see
Right.
so many orphans at then.
Right. Well, since then, yes. But at the time he died, see, I was 11. I was in 5th grade, so I was about 11 years old when we got the call that he died in 1957. So, you know, we all had a chance to play with him and get tackled by his cane, and we had to run by the rocking chair. And then, you know, holler and yell, "You
Watch
didn't
him
get
get
me."
teeth out, get the teeth out of the jar.
Well, I didn't watch him do that. I don't ever remember watching him take his teeth out of the jar.
The first time I remember seeing him was we came up on Lazar's and he was on the porch and he'd be rocking and just whistling. And we walked up and mother was saying, "Hi Dad," or something, I forgot what she said, but and he started to talk and he realized there was teeth in. So he said, excuse me a minute," and he reached over and reached in his jar and took his teeth out and put his teeth in his mouth. And then he, did one of them. I we talk now. And he couldn't talk. But I remember that, and I remember his funeral at Ora's house. I don't think anybody related that so much because she had that 20, wake, I guess it was a wake, yeah. But it was like she had this room that was 20 by 20, and she had him against the wall, a big huge picture under there. She had the curtains straight and had it there. And what did Uncle Jesse tell you about your house when he came in there and he made a mistake of opening your closet door? He said something I thought was funny as hell.
What did
You
he
pull the
say?
door and you try to tell him, wait a minute, don't open the door. Pull the door and all this junk that she had stuffed in it and made the house presentable fell out. And the whole bedroom, she clocked the door. And he wanted to go to sleep because he'd come from here after work. And wanted to lay on the bed, so she told him to move everything over. He said, Ora, hell, you got so much stuff here, you can have 2 or 3 more dead bodies in here.
You
And
wouldn't
nobody,
even know it.
you wouldn't even know it. But it was funny. That's when we first realized you were the collector. You passed them genes on your mother, my sister, my mother, and myself. Collecting stuff.
Man, I think some of them genes got passed down to a couple
Oh,
of
yeah,
generations.
I know, several generations. Yeah. Yep. But that wake had everybody you can think of in that house.
And was that in Liz's house or in her house?
In her house.
In her house.
She had the first brand new brick
house.
home
Right.
in the county, owned by anybody black. And it was better looking than most of the white folks' homes out there.
Okay.
So I think that was what it was. But the wake was there.
Yeah, because see, her house, if I remember correctly, it was a
Still
kitchen on this side of the house, on the corner, on the inside of the house.
Kitchen, living room.
Living room,
And they both
and
were fairly
dining
small rooms.
But when
And
the
then the
living room,
dining room was a big, huge, it was like a dining room and a family room combined
right, it was
at first.
right. It was just one great big double
Yeah,
room.
yeah, yeah.
And then behind that was the bedrooms.
The bathroom,
Right.
Uncle Willa's room one side, and the other side was a little hallway, and then her bedroom.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, did they have wood floors too?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This was a super modern house. Everybody else had, in fact, she was starting to run on burning the houses in the county.
Say that
Her
again?
house burnt down,
Okay.
and she built her a new home, because she collected money from the insurance company. All of a sudden, everybody else in the county was burning their own homes down to get that insurance money so they could build them a brick house.
Okay.
And I remember your granddad, the last time I saw him, it was in the middle of winter, he was living in that wood house.
Okay.
And you could look through, it was cold as a dog. And I remember the light was late, we got there late in the evening, and the lights were on, it was dark. And I could look right through the wall, the cracks in the wall,
At Porter's house.
in-house, yeah, and see inside the house.
Okay.
You know, 'cause
Now,
it
where was that?
I don't remember exactly where it was.
Down on the
But-
near the river there, was it? Was that in-
I know he was back with his first wife, and they were living there. This was just before, yeah, this was just before he died.
Wait a minute, now you think he, look,
I don't remember.
No.
No, it was whoever it was he was living with when he died. Which wife was that?
That was Minnie. Ma Minnie.
Yeah. Okay.
Now that house was over just right down the road from the church.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember what it was.
Synagogue?
No, Chapel Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Because Chapel Hill was
Blast
right,
Chapel.
Blast Chapel,
Blast
because that was just right around the corner, more or less. Or down the road a
Yeah,
little
down
bit.
the road something. I know it's down the road further down.
Because see, that's where the family crest was presented in 1979 and adopted in 1980
At Blast Chapel.
at Blast
Sure
Chapel.
was.
Yeah,
That's right.
Mhm.
Because I remember standing up there explaining that thing.
Right.
And people didn't understand it the first, in '79, and it took them a year to live with it and see it a second time and have it explained before they really said, this is it. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. I was so proud. I was giggling and grinning.
I'm telling you, something to be
And-
proud
and
of.
just think how far that thing has gone.
Yes,
It's been
indeed.
printed on everything from hats to cups to T-shirts
Mhm.
to keychains.
Yeah.
There's a school here that has it on its wall.
What, on what? You mean our family crest?
Yeah.
How did it get up there?
The school where my son, Mari used to go to, Lewis and Clark, they were trying to get the families to feel a sense of ownership of the school. and they invited the well-known artist Faith Ringwald out of California. You know, she's into family quilts, and they invited her to come to talk to the families about developing a family quilt within the school. And the whole wall of the school is about the size of 8.5 by 11 bricks. It's lined up in the hallway, entry hallway of the school. And so she was telling every family to go home and design their own family picture, like a family quilt, on this piece of paper. And the art teacher, we got about 100, and about 200 families came, and about 150 families actually did it. And the art teacher and your child at the school would trace that family crest or quilt on the brick. And the child and people within the family would come up after school in the free time and paint it.
Okay.
And so what we said was, forget that. We already got family crest. So I gave Amari our family crest, and him and the teacher traced it, and like he painted it, you know. And we just adapted it for his name, you know, and my name, and just put it there, you know, as, you know, representative of our family crest. But all of the families in the community, like I said, it was about 150 or so families that decided to actually do that, and it developed a sense of ownership.
Their own
Is
crest.
it still up?
It'll be there for another 5 to 6 years.
Okay, would you take a picture of the outside of the school
Yes,
and then take a picture of the crest on the wall
yes.
and have, you said Mario?
Omari. my
Mario,
son.
right. Stand next to it,
Sure,
okay?
okay.
And send me a copy, because we
All right.
can add that to our historical presence
All right,
of how that has influenced, you know, the community outside of our own.
okay. Okay, I'll do that.
James, I think I was gonna ask you, you know, you made contact with the Williamsons in England, and at one point I heard that they had invited us to come over for their family reunion one time.
I hadn't heard that one.
How about you on that?
Well, you know, we tracked them back to that spot.
Yeah.
Okay, but we haven't really made any official invitations or documentations of who they are and what they are.
Okay. But I thought we had, when you did the family crest, somebody said that you had gone in contact with somebody in England that did a certification of the crest.
No.
Or something
No.
like that too.
When I was doing the family crest, because the slave master was an English name, I used Old English type
Okay.
to represent the word Williamson,
Mhm.
which stands for that part of our historical background.
Yeah, but you did have a crest that you sent off for.
Okay, yeah, I think you
Well, I
got
sent
the
off-
Williamson family
Yeah.
crest.
I've
There's
got
a
one
white
of those,
Right.
Yeah.
but that's
But that originated here in the United States, I think.
Okay.
well, you can get them out of Bath, Ohio.
Mhm.
Okay, Halbert's Incorporated does what you would call a family crest
Yeah.
for all names and all situations. And when they do one, they will put your name, whatever it may be, under the trademark of whatever represents the crest for that name.
Okay.
Now, I actually had a lady from Canada call me and inquired about whether or not we were in the same Williamson family, you know, and which I didn't think we were because of different people, you know. Like when I told her we were basically from Tennessee, then she thought we was from Ohio or something.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
Well, I think it's the same thing we've done with the Milams. We got a book, a request if you wanted a list of all the Milams in the United States.
Yeah, well, I bought each one of those books from Halbert's as they were sending them out. So I have the books of all of the Williamsons they're supposed to be, but it's limited. I mean, it's just like a giant telephone book directory
Yeah.
with all these things in, but it doesn't make any
Doesn't-
connections.
no,
It
it
doesn't
doesn't,
say
that's
this family is related to this family,
Yes, I
or
know.
this is the head of the household, and these are all the children of that head of that household. So you can do some back and forth, whatever. But when you have just a giant telephone book, basically, of all of your
Yeah,
the
'cause I
names
called
that has
the
Milam.
Milams, and several of them I knew were whites here. In fact, out of McDonald Douglas, where I worked, my ex-wife worked in a computer center, and there was a programmer over there named Milam. Because periodically I'd get calls for job offers, headhunters looking for him, and make me offers. I thought they were really looking for me, and they were looking for somebody with computer expertise.
Okay.
You know, and they make me job offers. Good ones. Trying to pull you away from the company.
I was going to say, I have the crest on my daughter that passed on her grave.
Okay.
For her gravestone.
On the gravestone.
Part gravestone. Okay.
She had Valerie Weldon.
Okay.
So we get a picture of that too.
Would you get a picture of that too? Because I also have a picture of Elmira's gravestone.
And
Yes. When it was looking a whole lot better than what it is now. Because see, when I took it years ago, you could actually see the dates real well. But see, that gravestone is at Saragata Cemetery up by the church. And it has since then worn down a whole lot. It's just lost a lot of its depth and detail in the inscription.
I think as a family, you need to bring that kind of thing up to the family reunion, and we could just take up a collection on the spot to get it revamped.
That's a good idea.
A collection on the spot to get it revamped. While they're in there, just pass the hat. Hey, this is specifically, you know, to refinish
Restore
and restore,
her graves.
you know, her grave.
that would be great.
End of story. We got it right there. And
In that same regard, one of the things that we need to do, we need to have a family reunion down in Tennessee again, and take these kids around and show them the grave sites of Papa Dennis and Mama Snipes and the Elmira.
we
And
may
just
need
show
a
'em the
family
heritage.
tour
Make that
Yeah.
right.
thing
Yeah.
in between the year for the actual reunion. Just
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or just make a point to just have it down there
Yeah.
and talk to some of these wonderful folks like Jesse, who really don't want to do it again.
Right.
Just must have had to work on one of them.
Oh, Jesse
I refuse
Jesse
to
worked
come.
hard.
I refused to come after last year. The time I worked and headed up here in St. Louis, y'all worked me so bad. I said, I'll never go to another one. And this is the first one I've been to in probably 8 years.
Okay.
But one of the other things that I suggested to Frank and London is tell them, you know, you guys, old guys, y'all know a lot of stuff, and you're not willing to pass any down to the younger kids. And I was saying, like you talk about the $5 collection per month. Well, a lot of folks ain't gonna willing to put their money up, but they might be willing to set up a family nonprofit corporation. Is what we should be doing, I think. This was an idea I presented 20 years ago. That
Okay.
what we should do is all the guys and old fogies like me, we got a few skills. And when I was working, I made some good money, and I had a vacation 3 or 4 weeks a year. And you know, I was willing to take the time, maybe 2 weeks out of that 4 weeks, and get some of these kids. Primarily, I was dealing with men, and get everybody in the family to list out needs. Like in this house, we need to have some rehabbing done. Maybe a new roof, some plumbing work, some electrical work, and things like that. And we got plumbers and electricians in the family, and carpenters. But why can't they pass it on and train it out? Right now, one of the biggest problems this city is having is that they're doing all kind of construction on these highways, and they ain't got no blacks.
Right.
And they say, well, we ain't got no blacks. But they will not open the apprenticeship programs to the blacks, to train them. So those guys who've gone somewhere else, Ohio and Pennsylvania and California, and learned their skills, they come back here, they can't get a job. But a lot of times, when you have somebody come in, you get a plumber to come in, for him to walk in the door, that's $40 out of your pocket. And sometimes he won't do a good job. Or like, we've had electricians come in to do work on the furnace, because we wanted the furnace clean. All we wanted was clean. The clown come in with an ice pick and poke a hole through the furnace into the heat exchange. And knowing that we're gonna have gases come to the house and we all gonna die of carbon dioxide, he doesn't give a damn. And he'll sabotage the stuff. But we need people who can do that for us every spring and every fall, who we can trust.
Right.
They ain't gonna sabotage the house and kill somebody. But we need training again. Now my idea was, get a list of all the needs in the family on computer and schedule trips. Like we get some kids from here, some from Detroit or in that area, and we all go to Milwaukee. We spend 2 weeks training these kids and letting them work on somebody's place to rehab it, or fix it up, whatever it is.
Right.
There's been some poor folks in the family that are pretty poor that would do that. And when we say, look, you don't have to pay a union scale. Pay us a half or 2/3 of union scale. And the money, I'll pay my way there. And I'll drive up with a van or something, take all these kids.
Right.
Tell the kids, we're gonna take you there, we're gonna put you to work, and let you work, and we're gonna pay you for it. We don't give you the whole amount.
Right.
We're gonna give you a chance to meet your family, and we're gonna take you on a tour and let you go out and see, go to Six Flags or some activity. We're gonna work 3 days or 4 days a week and play 3 or 4 days a week. And we're gonna pay you when you work, and you can use that to play when you play. But all your money is not gonna go to you. You're gonna have at least 10% or maybe 20% that's gonna go into the family trust fund.
Right.
And that money will sit there. You can't touch it. You can't have it until you reach an age where you're ready to get started on your responsibility. You're ready to go to college, you're ready to go to trade school, you're ready to buy a car so you can have a job. Then you can draw down your money. But everybody's money in there would make a fund that was big enough to attract, mutual funds. A place where you can get not 2 and 3% like you get at the bank interest, but maybe 18, 14%, 27% interest. My church just started a program for the building fund where they allow people to invest money. They're guaranteeing you, because the tithes from the church will pay this money back. And what it is you can't put in anything less than $1,000. If you leave it in 1 year, you get 12%. You leave it in 3 years, you get 14%. Leave it in total of 5 years, you get 18% return. That's better than the stock market in most cases.
Yeah.
But they're starting to do that to tell the churches, there's no reason for you to go out to the world and borrow money from them, making the world rich, and you guys staying poor.
Right.
Christians should be joining together. That's what it used to be. The church was the bank of the community.
Right.
Now it's just the opposite. The world is a bank, and keeping the church people poor. But this was the idea I had that
I think
we need to get
excellent.
somebody who's got computer skills and knowledge. And I talked it up to a few of the guys, and there's this generation's got much more interest in doing something like that, just coming together and staying and doing something active, where we can build a family and we can teach the kids. Because a lot of the guys were saying, I got nephews. I don't have any kids myself, but I spend quality time with these kids. They need a man, a male role model in their life.
Right.
And most of us have been trained and raised by women. And in doing that, women try to do the best they can. But no woman can teach a man how to be a man. I don't care how strong she is, how masculine and dominant she is over family. And it's what our responsibility as men. We're supposed to take our role back as head of the family.
Yeah.
And if we don't train them to do that, they're going to be punks and sissies and gays before it's all over with.
Right. That's true.
And that's what Satan's trying to do. He's trying to destroy the families. And one way to destroy it is to take away the head.
Right.
Easily. So, that's my spiel for the day.
Marvelous. We love you, Ora.
You too.
Thank you, Willa Clara.
You're quite welcome. I enjoyed every moment of it.
Me 3.
Me 4. Glad. I'm really glad this happened. I truly am. Because